Part 3 of my story. So, I realized that these picklers, who were more than connected, knew where I lived. They were trying to infiltrate my home, trying to figure out who I was and how I knew what they were and what they were up to. And when the infiltrations did not work, when I sent them running, my boyfriend was sitting on the couch. I was in the shower, and the police showed up, pounded on the door a couple of times, and started pounding on all the walls with their billy clubs, every wall, to where the soap was falling out of the soap dish. The shelves were falling out. Everything on my shelves were falling onto the floor. And I got out of the shower in a towel, beach towel, and went to the front door. I asked my boyfriend, why didn't you open the door? And he said, because they're cops and I don't open the door to cops. And I completely understood. I mean, he's Native American, and there's plenty of reasons why they don't open the door to cops. I guess he knew his rights where I did not, because when I said, what is going on and why are you beating my walls down, they said, we need to come in. And I said, no, you don't. I'm only wearing a towel. I was in the shower. What do you want? They said, we need to come in. We need to make sure that you're okay. We heard you were being held against your will. And they pushed past me and came in. Then told me that they needed to search me, okay? There was a female officer and 2 male officers. They told my boyfriend to get off the couch and go outside. I'm going to call him LTB, my last trauma bond. And they told him to go outside, and he said, I'm not going to do that. And they asked him why. And he said, because I just drank a beer, and if you tell me to go outside, you're going to tell me that I'm drunk in public, and you're going to lock me up. So they tackled him to the ground, handcuffed him, threw him down the stairs out onto the ground, and then tased him. They told me they needed to search me. I opened my towel and said, fine, you can see everything you need to see, can't you? With my hair dripping wet. And then they proceeded to question my boyfriend. I heard him tell them his name, and they charged him for not telling them his name. That was one of the things that they charged him for. Oh, I got to put another log on my fire. Hold on a sec. This gets really heinous, let me tell you. Okay. So, I'm not saying he wasn't a narcissist. I'm just saying I see his point through all of this. One time, he used to call me Murph, and I didn't know why. And I took a friend of mine's a spaghetti dinner, and then I got some real bad karma right after that. And I said, I don't understand why I always get such bad karma for helping people. And he looked right at me and he said, because you're helping the wrong people. And that made a whole lot of sense to me. That made a lot of sense to me. I started thinking about it and I realized he was right. He always had a lot of insights. In fact, just before all this happened, we knew this guy, and he did a lot of drugs, and every time I was anywhere near him, I was drained. I was completely drained, and when I told my LTB that, I told him, let's just see what happens. Let's invite him in, and we'll all sit down and just see why he drains energy so fast. And we realized that he keeps his hands in plain sight. And he was using our energy to drain us of our own belongings. it's like he'd walk out in full possession of things that we had. He used our energy to manipulate those things. If that's not crazy, I don't know what is. Of course, that guy was Native American also. And I do believe that they are a lot more tapped in than a lot of others, only because of their spiritual beliefs. I believe spiritual beliefs trump everything. I had no idea how spiritual I was, because I think I even scared him. But when we put 2 and 2 together, we figured out exactly what he was up to, how he manipulated energy. That just led to the trauma bond being that much tighter between us because of his spirituality. It was hard to believe that someone so spiritual could also be trauma bonding me at the same time. That's heinous, and that really got in the way of my recovery. It really, really got in the way of my recovery, because I'm thinking, okay, he's highly spiritual, probably way more so than I, and he can see things that I didn't see. He gave me turns out he called me Murph because if something could go wrong, it did, and he was right. He was right. I had so many narcissists in my life that, my whole family, every so-called friend, every boyfriend, a daughter, an ex-husband. It was insane, the amount of narcissists in my life. It was heinous, actually. And let me tell you, when I started cleaning house, there was nobody left. That's a fact. There was no one left. I tried to position myself in a better light, but that's right where the smoke was going, so it didn't work out for me. Anyway, I've noticed that narcissists can be highly insightful, can be highly intuitive, can be very smart. Very smart. In fact, my mom retired from the NRO. I don't know how much information I should go into, but you know what? She has silenced me long enough. She's Virgo, through and through. Through and through Virgo. My dad was a Taurus. Talk about some smart narcissists, boy. I was pitted against, and I don't know how. I don't know how I survived it. You know how I survived it? Spirit. If it weren't for Spirit, if it weren't for my guides, if it weren't for my ancestors showing me these things, not just showing me these things. What am I saying? They showed them to me. They spelled them out in no uncertain terms. This is what's happening. Look at it. You don't see it? Look at it again. And it's right to the point where they're rubbing my nose in it. Now you see it. Okay. Then to comprehend it. Then to actually... It was like something tasting foul and having to actually swallow it. It's like, oh, man, how do I go there? How do I go there? Oh, my gosh. But go there you must. Make no mistake. Go there you must. You must go there. There's no two ways around that stuff right there. You must go there. Practicing radical acceptance. Oh, so hard. I was shown how I could heal a narcissist. However, I've yet to see one that will admit that they have a problem, because they make everyone around them crazy. Therefore, there is nothing wrong with them. End of subject. They have gaslit me for 60 years. Therefore, I'm the crazy one, not them. They have no problem. So there is nothing to fix. Therein lies... Oops, sorry. Screen is a mess. Therein lies my problem, not theirs. And you know, when I was younger, I used to say, you know, because they always called me crazy. I would say, you know, I may be crazy, but I don't have a problem with my crazy. Seems to me y'all have a problem with my crazy. So therefore, it's not my problem. Then I started to awaken and realized I had all kinds of problems. They were problems for me because they did convince me after a while that I was crazy, that I was not seeing things clearly, that I needed to refer to them to figure out what my truth was. And I'll tell you what, that is a real hard spot to be in, because when you rely on anyone else for what's going on in your life, for what you perceive, for what you deem acceptable or unacceptable, whatever the case may be, I'm telling you, soon enough it becomes a problem. You can't rely on other people, not spirit, not anyone, really, not even them. At one point, they're going to stop showing you what the truth is and wait for you to come to your own darn conclusion that something here just is not right. It needs to be examined. It needs to be looked at closer. And you need to get to the bottom of it. Sorry, I didn't have that already prepared. Actually, I did. I just needed to let it go out. Anyway, so here we are. I had to come to the realization that I was not crazy, that they were the crazy ones, my whole family, and talk about intelligent. We're talking about engineers, NSA, you know, that kind of stuff. Helicopter. Oh, sorry. God, slipped out of my hand again. Helicopter mechanics, that kind of stuff, you know? But they're not crazy. Or you're not crazy. They are. Boy, wrapping my head around that was hard. Because I just, you know, I relied on them for so much. For them to tell me what my reality was. And then when I found out that they were crazy and I was sane, that was hard to wrap my head around. But I had to go there. I had to do it, you know. It's like swirling and swirling and swirling, and I'm going down and down, and there's just a drain to go through. You can't, there's nothing to cling on to. There's nothing. You're gonna come to that conclusion. You might as well do it sooner than later. Doing it later is only gonna hurt you, not anyone but you. It's not gonna make any difference to them. They're not it's not about them anymore. It's about you. It's not about them anymore. It's about you. Come to the conclusion already. See the big picture. Know that you, as a healed empath, can help literally millions of people. If you put it out there every day, you can help millions of people in your lifetime. You can. I could probably help that many awakening at age 63. So, fully awakening. So, get it together already. Come to the radical acceptance. There's help for them if they want it, but they have to ask for it. And what are the chances of that? I've yet to have any of them come to me and ask for help, but I pray that it'll happen one day. I do. I hold nothing against them. because it truly took what it took to get me to wake up, because I wasn't having none of it. I fought every minute of every day, being the good metal ox that I have always been. In fact, let's just say I'm a golden ox. Because you take a ton of gold and try to move it. It's going to take some doing. Or you could just light the hottest fire you could ever imagine right near it, and then give it a pickaxe and let it get itself out of the cement it planted itself in. There's always that. God's ingenious, isn't he? He is ingenious. Oh, there go my dogs. They saw something. He's ingenious. That's what he did to me. I decided I was going to run. I was going to hide. I was going to put my head in the sand. And I kind of liked it where I was, too. And I didn't need anything from anyone. Nothing. I was doing pretty damn good where I was. And what happened? Fire. Forest fire. So I had to bug out. And then I came back. Had to bug out, then I came back. And each time I bugged out, I'd take a bunch of my stuff with me and then lose it, because then another fire would start. Talk about walking through the fire. Yeah, all that. The only time I got burned was when I accidentally started a fire myself by burning a rope. And then thinking that I put it out, but it kept burning and then dripped a bunch of stuff on me and burned me pretty good. But I started quite a few of the fires myself, but the ones that were burning hotter than hot, that could melt this metal ox to a puddle of, albeit gold, but it would have been trampled on by so many firemen and animals that no one would ever see it for what it was. It'd just be a clump of dirt that was hard. Anyway. I've been through it, and I fought it every step of the way, and it was exhausting. I fought it for 6 years, every step of the way, until today. And today, I let it go. I let it go, because it is what it is, and I can't change anything. I mean, there are some things I can change. And when you awaken, you realize just how much power you have. I can change a lot of things. You know, I could make myself the hero in the story if I want to. I could, but you know, one thing about an empath, you dig for that truth. You dig for it, and you dig for it, and you dig for it. And you don't want it touched. You don't want it changed. You don't want it messed with in any way, because it's the diamond. It's the truth. The truth is all you ever wanted. You searched for it, you searched for it, you searched for it, you finally get it, and it's like, oh man. Oh, that's rough. That's hard. That hurts. That really hurts. I hope you understand what I'm talking about, and if you're going through it, I think you do. It hurts. It hurts. I've been shown exactly how karma works. I've been shown how to gain moksha, which is liberation from reincarnation. Because I kept saying, I'm never coming back here. I'm never coming back here. I'm never coming back here. They showed me how to get moksha. Here's the thing. Even if and I'm sure I'll do it. I already know. Once I strive for the moksha, I'm still coming back here. We always do. We come back because we think we can do it better next time. We think that we can help more people. We can, you know, my soul seems pretty tired. I know I'm on thousands of lifetimes, thousands and literally thousands and thousands of lifetimes. Lemuria and before. And I gauged them by civilizations. I know I was in the Moria. I know for a damn fact. Let's just say I was around in Jesus' times. I was also around in Atlantis. I was around in the Great Flood, the real Great Flood. That I've been here forever. And my soul seems tired. And maybe this time when I achieve moksha, I won't need to come back. I'm hoping that. I'm really hoping that because I am tired. I'm extremely tired. Maybe it's just this lifetime. Being metal ox and fighting absolutely everything. I fought my brothers and sisters, fought my parents, I fought my ex, I fought my kids, I fought everything. And you know what? It still turned out the way it turned out, no matter how much I fought. Now I'm trying to go with the flow. I finally come to the age where I can accept anything as long as it is the truth. And my soul knows when it's the truth and when it's a lie. All it ever wanted was the truth. We're looking at a half moon right now. I can see it in the sky. And on the full moon, you better believe I'm going for a night hike and I'm bringing y'all with me. I've got some things to say, and that's when I'm, if it has dried up enough for me to hike to the lake, that's what I'm going to do. It'll take me a day or two to get there from here, but I'm going to put forth my best effort. I'm going to order some beef jerky and some rice, and I don't know if I'll have that other dog with me or not, but I'm taking my dog, and I'm taking y'all. 22 minutes. And I haven't even gotten past the police raiding my house, kicking in my door. No, it was a metal door in a metal frame. It took them like 5 or 6 beats. The next time they came to my house, they beat my door in, and they had no warrant. They had nothing like that. They had the word of my next door neighbor who was legally deaf and legally blind. He's the one they said called and said that I was being held against my will, which was a lie. This went on for the entire summer. I had the police call on me 30 times. My boyfriend, he's probably still in jail for all I know. I don't even know. He did light my house on fire. He used the clothes I just got back from the laundromat with as that and some propane to light a fire in my place. And that's just the beginning. The very beginning. Of what I hope you can learn some lessons from. I tried to call the FBI and tell them about the picklers, but they wouldn't listen to me. When they asked me how I knew, I didn't know what to say other than I'm psychic. They didn't like that. They hung up, and every time I mentioned my name from then on, they just hung up on me. They hung up on me every time. Then, after my boyfriend ghosted me and I didn't have anything left, I was there trying to get evidence on them. And they got a child and they killed him. That's when I realized just how connected they were and just exactly what they were up to. There's a lot more that goes in between that. Turns out my boyfriend had a cousin who lived across from me he was staying at, and he was abducted there, not by anything he ever said, but a way of knowing that we knew that we can't explain, but we know that we know. He always told us, be careful out there. And you guys won't believe this now. Where I'm staying now, the person I'm actually renting a fifth wheel from was the one who flew the drone when they hunted my boyfriend and when they were spying on us for weeks out there in the desert by the lake. And I see the spiritual hell that he is in. And believe me, I know what spiritual hell is because I've been there for many years by myself. And that all goes with telling you how karma exactly works, which is for later videos. But something you need to know, something you really need to know. If you're being attacked on all fronts, turn to God. Do not take matters into your own hands. I'm begging you, don't do that. Doesn't matter how bad they are, doesn't matter what they're doing to you, none of that even matters. Because if you turn to God, it will be taken care of. If you turn to God, He will fight your battles for you. You don't have to go there. You don't ever have to go there. Just know that. And know that I love you. And I've got a lot more to share with you. So stay tuned. And give this a like. That'd be great. Thanks, guys.